Hello there, YouTube. Welcome to a 34-degree Thursday, the 11th of March. Look how much lower the sun is because we're an hour earlier. The clock's got kicked forward, but yeah, not a big range between what the low is and what time it is when I'm standing here, what the temperature is when I'm standing here. It's crazy. But I haven't looked. I thought it was supposed to rain all this week. Yesterday was decidedly nice. Quite a bit cloudy once we got up here, but yeah, it's great. No complaints at all. Not supposed to be very hot today. I think a high of 51 or 52 here in Vancouver, which I guess not too much to complain about this time of year. But anyway, it's nice now. Let's smile and be happy about it. So welcome to the day. 44 degrees and cloudy out here today. I think that's the way it's supposed to be most of the day. High is only supposed to be 51. It's gonna be very warm today.
No, and then the rain's supposed to sneak in later on today.
Yeah, and once the rain sneaks in, it stays for...
It's gonna be here for a bit.
Yeah, it'll be here for a while. It seems like it does that every year. You get all excited, time changes, springs, usually a week or so away, and the daggum rains and all the nasty weather comes.
We forget that the rain comes with that springtime stuff, and you're going, well, wait a minute, I want spring, but I don't want the rain.
Yeah. But anyway, it is what it is. It's the cycles we go through, but we have absolutely amazing summers.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
So there's a price for it.
Yep.
But Mama,
it's a hook.
It's Tuesday fun day, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Let's go on in there and bust her out.
All right.
All right, Mama.
You have a good day.
You do the same. Love you. See you. Bye.
I love you.
Bye now.
Bye.
Check it out. 2024 Spyder RT Limited in the Sea to Sky. Actually, I think it's referred to as the RTSE or RTLTSE, which is a Sea to Sky. This is you guys, well, you haven't met him. I haven't filmed him or anything that I know of. But remember him and his wife and daughter had the 3 F3s. You remember the daughter's F3 that took me? Geez, it took forever to find that damage in the wiring harness. It was a black RT. It's an RT standard, or I mean an F3 standard. I think it might have been F3T. I don't remember, but yeah, it was an F3T. Because how I found it was in my investigation. I had to pull the fairing off. Well, the early models, the radio module went all the way through the frame, all the way to the back, to the tailpiece. The newer ones are not that way anymore. Makes me wonder why. Because there's damage to the harness. That was the craziest thing I've ever seen. But yeah, it caused all kinds of problems. But I like to see this guy in there. But anyway, it's in for its first service and some accessories. He's gonna change the bars. If you guys don't know, in 24, if you ever change the bars on your, geez, that goes from, literally it goes all the way back. They changed a little bit. They're pretty much the same. But yeah, they changed the bars in 24. The other ones, they clamped, the bar would come out. That was just like basically that. Well, I got it sitting right here. I've showed you this 100 times. But the bar was basically this part here. This is what you changed. And this out here bolted on to this. Clamped down, bolted onto it. Now it's a one-piece bar, which I like. That's way more secure setup, but way more involved to do it. And you can damage the throttle very easily if you don't follow the instructions, like to the T. But he's getting some pull back, or what they call shorter reach bars, and the trailer hitch. I guess he had a trailer hitch kit for one of his F3s, and the hitch part bolts on, but unfortunately all the wiring is different. And believe it or not, it's crazy. The wiring, all this stuff here with the wiring and the module and stuff is almost, I think it literally is the same price as the Hitch kit. And something in here, I don't know which one it is. Maybe it's the harness, whatever it is not available. It is simply not available. You can only get it with the kit. And guys, if you know, in 2024, this little wire that hung off the back, it was about right in here in the back there, and that was missing for 2024. So it took a while, but they came out with this sub harness to make that work, to supply the power to it. But I don't know what part was missing, but it's crazy how expensive all this stuff is. But yeah, when the Hitch has got a bunch of miles on it too, I don't, especially if you tend to overload them a little bit, they get loose and sloppy. You need to check the tightness. It's all sealed up there. You need to check the tightness of that thing every once in a while. And I've seen them, I don't know what happened to the Hitch, but I've seen them where they're cocked. I don't know if they jackknife something or whatever. I just see weird things. But, if you're going from whatever other Spyder to a newer body style, especially 24, because you got to have this as well, just buy the whole kit. They're not cheap, but it's well worth it. Plus, having a Hitch on the bike you're selling adds value to it. That's not, like a janky aftermarket thing. It's a legit factory installed deal. Especially when we put it in, because, well, if I do anyway, because it goes on there exactly by the book. It looks literally factory. If you guys remember, you get the new fender piece, because on the right hand side, because it bolts to the swing arm, obviously, well, the hitch protrudes out and it can hit. So if you notice, it's modified. See how it's got a cutaway up in here? That's not there on this one. So this one's modified so the hitch itself doesn't hit the fender. I've seen where people have left these on and it just looks marred up after a while. And if you bottom out, I think it actually comes up and whacks that thing. So anyway, comes with that. And then this is the little fender piece that goes underneath the hitch. You got to have a high-powered pneumatic rivet gun to get those things in, and they put some crazy steel rivets wherever they are. Yep, them right there. They are. You cannot do it with a hand. Well, you can do it with a hand one, but you have to have one of those with the long handles, like they look like bolt cutters. And then, of course, unlike some of the other things, it's very easy to get these things off when you have to do a tire change. There's some janky setups out there, but this one, everything is solid. You take the caps off, and I always save the caps for them. There's bags of stuff, so I got a bag I can put them in for them. But the axle goes right through the stock axle, so it's held. Well, I don't have it apart, but it's got these nice like neoprene or something spacers that's inside the hitch kit that rides on the swing arm, front and rear, and on the side. Then you bolt it down, it's solid as a rock. Yeah, you can see the whiteness of it right there. You can see one of them right there. So it's, the top, bottom, and on the side. Plus it makes it easier to take it off. So some of those things were a little sticky, and we just applied just this early ones. I mean, way before the 2020s and up. But they were kind of sticky, so we put a little grease in there. Well, that's not a good idea, because they pack, the dust and stuff gets in there, and the plastic stuff that's in there is meant to go on dry, and it's slippery. They were sticking for other reasons, not that. But we found some tricks to get them off, but every once in a while you'll come across one that's been around for a while and gets a tire change, and either myself or my son Ryan greased them. Just put a light coating on there, but good Lord. Should have used something like white lithium or something on there, because the grease we were using, it was, you know, it's waterproof and stuff, so it stays on there really good. But good Lord, did it collect some dirt. Lots of little pieces all to this. Oh, and they give you, you know, extra cotter pins. I think is there 4 total? 5 total. So you use one, you get 4 spares. I like to put those in a little Ziploc bag in case they're traveling somewhere, because you need to take, you know, the new axle nut. Well, actually, they never needed them, but the older axle nuts, they had a cotter pin on them. But you'll notice that it doesn't go all the way through now. It's only on one side, because they don't want you putting a cotter pin, because that thing locks on there. It's a special kind of nut that grabs, and I mean, they are on there just unbelievably tight. But when you're doing the tire, you got the hitch. It's got its own axle and stuff. It's separate for it. And if you don't like the hitch on there and you just want to drive it without it, you undo the cotter pin and slide the axle out, pull your winch off, and drive it without the hitch. It's easy to swap it on and off. If I was rarely using my trailer, I just leave the hitch off. The wiring's nice and clean. You just see a little nub out here. We'll end up with this piece hanging out the back, and it's got a nice little waterproof cap that hangs out there. It's very nice, very factory. Nicely done by BRP. I gotta give the aftermarket things one kudos, is you can adjust the belt easy with it on there. If you adjust the belt with that one, you gotta take it off. But again, it's one cotter pin and a nut. Slide the axle off, pull the hitch off, and there you go. So if they're on the road and they need to have their belt adjusted or have a tire problem, you're traveling weird, you can have a tire issue running over something, but you have another cotter key instead of some yahoo, either not putting it in there or trying to use one and damaging it. BRP must have had some issues with those not being tight. When the factory marks those things, that's something for the quality control guys to see as it goes down the assembly line. Anyway, get the hitch and stuff on, and it's just been that dark, and there's a little woman out there looking for something. Do the service and put the hitch kit and handlebars on there. It'll be all happy. I do like the way the bars fit a whole lot better than the old ones. Now the end caps screw solidly in the end of the bars, where the old ones, because the bar came off, which in a sense was kind of easier to do the bars. It's much quicker. I mean, they came off easy. But, just something about your handlebars being clamped on there. I never seen one come loose. It just, the idea of it's a little spooky. And of course, everything, you use new nuts with micro encapsulated Loctite. Everything. All accessories come with new nuts. And they're stainless steel. But I gotta say, I've seen some where that stainless steel is not as pure as it should be. I've seen where someone not using a proper Allen wrench on there, and oddly enough, these are like T7s, I believe. They're odd size. I mean, it's a size, but usually everything's 6 and 8 and whatever. But if you have a less than good wrench when you're torquing that thing down, it'll nick them and they'll rust inside those holes. It's the darndest thing I've ever seen. Thinking, it's great that you're using stainless, but maybe a little better quality. They're strong, just not as pure as stainless. When stainless rusts, you got to question it. Plus, you stick a magnet to it, and you know, if it has some pretty healthy magnetism to it, it's, you know, not as pure as what it should be. Maybe they're changed. I don't know. I'll try it. And off we go. I got the pan there ready. I'm sitting here talking to you guys and letting the thing cool off. You got to get to it here. She's a beauty, though. I just kick what I do with these, you know, you pull it uses a wire now instead of that hose. Pop that thing out, and before I pull it out, I take the little brake sensors and you just squeeze them and I push them out of the way, and it allows this to just fall over and just sit right there. You get your oil filter. I move this out of the way because it'll catch it. The wires are kind of have some memory to them, but you go in there and get the oil filter. Sit right there, the cap to it. Takes a 36 millimeter, and I use it's actually an oil filter wrench or a fuel filter wrench for, I think, BMWs and Dodges. It's a 36 millimeter, and I just use a swivel head on the end of it. It's really easy to get in there and get her out. I might as well leave that out. I'll be using it here in a minute. But anyway, nice talking to you. I'm off to work. Search is all done. Hooked up the computer. Everything's fine there. He was complaining about it slow starting. So I pull the battery cover off, and guess what I find inside there? I thought these were supposed to be gone in 24. But we keep finding them. It's one of those Hiju batteries. Well, even when they're brand new out of the crate, they test bad. So this one's testing bad. So, yeah, she's weak now, and she's didn't throw any codes or anything. But, yeah, anyway, I got a late start on this thing, so I had to fight, unbelievably, the pin for the backrest. In case you're wondering, the little arm needs to be facing up. It was flipped around, so this loop in this thing is facing down. It was facing down. Well, it gets caught in that clip, and I mean, it is an SOB to get out of there like crazy. So anyway, because I got to get the backrest out before I can take the back seat off, so I'm stuck. I finally got it out. Man, I've seen that a couple of times, and unfortunately it seems to be me that gets them. But I don't know. In all fairness, if you look at the instructions, it's not very clear which way it goes. It kind of looks like there's not a pitch to it. It needs to be pitching up. So you need to come out and pitch up, which looks level here, because the pins are they're going up like that. Anyway, yeah, that needs to be down, and then it's in the mode to accept the backrest now. But you're supposed to be able to just push those little plastic pins back and slide it out, and it gets the backrest in an unlock mode. What it does, it goes in there and locks these pins. Yeah, that was not fun. So I spent a stupid amount of time getting that off, because I can't do any of the trailer hitch stuff until that's off. Look, she's all barren back here now. That's going to change pretty quick. Oh, and the other thing was I couldn't get the trunk unlocked to come off either. I don't know what the story was with that. Let's add one more thing to it. So at the top here, I'm not going to be able to show you. It's so dark in here. I'm going to throw a flashlight at it. Right there, that little nub right there is where a little screw goes in. And then from there, there's body clips. Well, that doesn't seem like there'd be a lot of strength, but this wraps around the whole back of this thing, so it can't slide out. But the side, the screw is missing. Everything was on the left side, but that little screw was missing on the right side. Hope the heck I can find one of those. That's a little tiny 5.5 millimeter headed screw. I guess bolt, but it looks up now, it's got a bolt head on it. So get rid of the fender right away, because it gets the new modified, and I don't need to do anything with the shell, because all the wiring, that doesn't look like a lot of wiring, but when it's all in here, it has to go precisely through here, or you can have issues putting the rear cover on. So, yeah, I'm running out of time here pretty quick. But it's scheduled for today and tomorrow, because they knew I was going to get a late start on this thing. So, anyway, we'll get it finished up tomorrow. I mean, literally, that's all I got is the trailer hitch kit. Oh, and the handlebars. Good Lord, for some reason I was thinking I already done the bars. Yeah, I'm gonna come in here. Need to eat my Wheaties in the morning. Come in here, get this thing busted out. I have no distractions tomorrow. This is on my list, or at least that's the only thing. That's the only thing scheduled for me. So I'll be able to take my time and do a very nice job. I think this might have got hauled on a trailer too. Some of the stuff, the dirt on it, doesn't completely seem like it was riding. So maybe it was. I don't know. Some of the stuff, the way it's flung on there, kind of looks like it was on a trailer, but I don't know. But anyway, service. Like I said, everything was cool. No codes. And so I need to deal with the battery here. I don't know. I need to throw that up to the boys. Tires were all like almost 2 pounds over. They're about 1.5 pounds over. So somebody may have had a gauge that's maybe not as accurate as it should be. Usually the sales guys, because they set on the floor and they lose air just sitting there, because the super low pressure of these things, when they sit still, it just weeps past these are 20 psi, those are 28. It's not locking really hard against the bead. That's why it has a motorcycle bead. That's why when you put a car tire on here, it doesn't fit in the hole. The bead of the tire, oddly enough, it looks like a Spyder wheel. It is. Yeah, it's a front wheel for a Spyder. But you look at the width of a car rim, that width right here, the safety bead that falls into, is wider on a car. So you put a car tire on there, it's not locking in the bead, it's riding on the bead. So if you lose tire pressure and you don't realize you're losing tire pressure, you could dismount that tire from this thing, and all kinds of ugly will happen. That's why the tires say specifically for motorcycle use only. People putting them car tires on there, I won't even get into that. That's just cheap people. You buy an expensive, wonderful vehicle and you put cheap tires on there. They wear out because they work really good. You don't put touring tires on your sport bike. It's just like, what are you thinking? They put touring tires on there and go racing around a track somewhere. You're not going to make it around very good, if you even make it a whole lap. For special motorcycle use only, because the locking beads of the rims are different. Motorcycles and cars have two different widths. Car tires do not fit on the rim correctly. It does not lock down. Crazy, but beating a dead horse with that. I still see the car tires on there anymore. It is so dangerous that when one comes in for sale, immediately before customer or anybody rides it, or usually do that before it all goes through the system before anybody gets a test ride anyway. Something can be wrong, but anyway, mandatory tires have to come off. That's why most tire places, they go, Spyder, nope, get out. They will not put a car tire on them. There's been lawsuits. But, you can't stop people from putting a car tire on the back of a Goldwing, too. I don't know. I want to make it until something naturally takes me out. And there's no sense in rushing out of off this planet any sooner than I have to. But anyway, I come in, chit chat with you. I had the doors open because you gotta let this thing run like forever inside here. to get the fans to cycle the first time, because you can't check the oil until the fans start cycling the first time. It can take up to 42 minutes. So I tinker around, do all my other stuff, tire pressures and belt and all that kind of jazz. Open the door so I don't asphyxiate myself inside here. Fans start cycling. It does it the first time, and it doesn't take long for the second time, so always wait till the second time. I want it so when I lift the dipstick up, when I touch the oil at the end of it, it needs to be hot. And but you have to go ride it. That's why I take them for a test ride and check it afterwards. So it's got to idle for 10 minutes and then check it. Sure love these sea disguise. Everybody that has them will agree wholeheartedly. That's one thing you don't see. You don't ever see sea disguise being traded in. Well, I do. It's just for a newer one. Always a newer one. Once you go see the sky, you never go back. Especially if you ride one of the other ones. It's like, can't tell you all the, you just notice it. And everybody, a lot of people have gone from limiteds to a see the sky and just go, well, what's all different? It seems like it handles different, the suspension's different. Don't know, man. They don't advertise it, but it definitely goes down the road different. I just feel different all the way around. I've literally, not paying attention, jumped from one to the other, from sea to sky down to a limited, or from a limited to a sea to sky, and like as soon as you take off, you're like, whoa, oh yeah, that's right. I'm not on the sea to sky anymore, or I'm not on limited anymore. Super close, but it's enough that it's noticeable. And everyone that's ever done that, taking a sea to sky for a test ride, when they, have a limited, just go, what's different? That thing feels totally different. Yep. Crazy. Anyway, we're gonna roll from here. Well, hello there, YouTube. Getting home a little late tonight. We're still before sunset. Close to sunset. But we stopped at Walmart's. Our microwave
died last night.
Yep, took the dive last night.
I know. It's amazing how much we rely on the simple things.
Yeah. I was surprised how inexpensive the microwaves were.
Yeah.
What we had was way bigger than what we needed.
Yeah, it was overkill.
Yeah, I don't know why. It was always hot. That thing was like way too hot. But we just got a budget one.
Yeah.
Smaller, much smaller. All we ever do is simple things you put in there. I don't know why we needed that big old microwave.
Yeah, it's not like I cook with the microwave
or
anything like that, which it did. It had elements on the top and grills. And it was overkill.
Yeah. It's funny, they always die the same way. The cabinet gets so hot.
Yeah.
The last two that's died, this one that we've had there, that thing's lasted years.
Yeah, it did.
But I think with the kids and all the grandkids, that thing just never stops running.
Yeah.
It's just non-stop going. But they make things with the microwave that are just nasty.
I know, it's like, no, I warm up my coffee in it.
Yeah.
Your oatmeal, and that's
pizzas
about it.
And those little pizza bits and stuff like that. Things come out of the microwave so nasty.
Yeah.
And kids don't care.
Nope. It's not frozen, and they'll just stuff it in.
Yeah.
So.
Well, anyway, I think we're going to roll out at that.
Alrighty, well, thank you guys so much for watching. We really do appreciate it. We will talk to you tomorrow. Same smoke time, same smoke channel. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and you guys have a wonderful Wednesday or Thursday.
Thank you.
Yeah, you scared me. Amy almost made me lose my roll there.
Oh, sorry about that. All right, we'll see you guys in the morning.
See you in the morning.
All right, thanks for watching now. Wow.